My name is Jonathan Huang. I am of Chinese and Filipino descent. 70 years ago, my paternal grandfather left China to escape the communist movement. He came to the Philippines where he met my grandmother, a modern and adventurous woman who was educated in the US. My Filipino grandfather, on the other hand, came from a landed family who lost everything during the Second World War. Despite hardships, he persevered and became a lawyer and an ambassador for the Philippines. Because of my grandparents' conviction in freedom, education, hard work, and perseverance, core values that they have passed on to my parents, I am extremely blessed to have a first world life in a third world setting. 7 years ago, my mom came across an amazing story on social media about the first farmer's child to win a scholarship at the International School of Manila. My mom was deeply moved by his story. She offered financial assistance to him and encouraged my brother and I to look up to him as an older brother. As I got older, I got curious to know more about his community. I asked him if I could go with him to GreenEarth. We traveled 4 hours by car to get to GreenEarth, crossing by foot a bridgeless river and walking on rough and unpaved roads. We passed by areas that still had no electricity nor running water. Consisting of 107 hectares of donated land at the foothills of the Sierra Madre, GreenEarth is a Christian humanitarian organization which aims to restore the environment, provide livelihoods in organic agriculture, and alleviate poverty through education and community development. Its mission is to transform land and transform lives. At GreenEarth, I saw what living in the predominantly off-grid area was like. Most of the 107 hectares had no power. I also saw parched and dry land, dying trees and crops. The families at GreenEarth had no running water for their daily needs. Seeing their lives firsthand made you understand why farmers are truly the poorest of the poor and easily ignored and forgotten. I was moved by their struggle. I asked myself, what can I do to help? How can I be the voice of the farmers? As I thought about their many needs, education, electricity, water, sanitation, and hygiene, I realized their most basic and urgent need is still water. Water is life. Everyone needs water to survive. I founded Water for GreenEarth to share the farmers' daily struggle for water. I sent out emails to family and friends in the Philippines and abroad, praying their hearts will be moved to help. I was touched by the immediate responses I received. No donation was too small. Before I knew it, I had raised enough to start the drilling of 3 deep wells. I decided to visit GreenEarth again. I was excited to check on the progress of the deep wells. I experienced unspeakable joy seeing the water come out of the ground, and the smiles on the faces of the farmers and their wives and children. I left GreenEarth feeling overwhelmed with emotion. I couldn't believe that I was able to somehow make a difference in the lives of this farming community. By bringing water to GreenEarth, the farmers will now be able to plant productively and boost their earnings. They'll be able to take care of their crops, especially during the long dry season caused by climate change and global warming. They'll no longer have to walk long distances to fetch water for their domestic needs. Lack of water is their biggest hindrance to agricultural productivity and sustainability. My Water for GreenEarth project was able to build 3 deep wells of 120 feet each using solar-powered submersible pumps. It made me feel driven to do even more. I vowed to write and talk to more people, to be a stronger voice and champion for the farmers and their families. Once again, I returned to GreenEarth. This time, I planted trees and brought some friends with me. My Water for GreenEarth project had given birth to Trees for GreenEarth. After all, reforestation is the only clear solution to fight climate change, soil erosion, flooding, landslides, pollution, and more. I also started a DVD and book drive and other educational materials to boost the children's English literacy. I was able to get donations of popcorn, chocolates, cookies, chips, and also a large screen TV and home theater system, so the children and the farmers will have a complete movie theater experience. None of them had ever been to a cinema. Last but not least, I finally got to share with the children my love for basketball. More than anything, I wanted them to experience the joy of playing as a team. As I reflect on the past year serving this community that has now become my family, I am amazed how a simple call to action on my part and sharing it with others had given birth to a movement of high school students who also wish to help transform land and transform lives. My friends are now spearheading different fundraising activities. Someone is fundraising for a sports center and another for a music room complete with instrument. One is committed to fundraise to build rainwater harvesting tanks, while another is focused on fundraising to plant more trees at GreenEarth. And just last month, one of my friends was able to get the support of a solar company to install solar panels above the children's playhouse. I've also decided to contribute my own food forest, envisioning thousands of moringa trees being planted at GreenEarth. With commitment, perseverance, and passion, even the unthinkable can be achieved. After all, commitment is what transforms a promise into a reality. I wish to thank all my donors for believing in Water for GreenEarth's mission and making an impact on this poor rural community that is now brimming with hope and promise for the future.